Get ready with me for work and story time on how I think I'm getting scammed right now. So basically, I had a thing posted on Facebook Marketplace that I was trying to sell a Lululemon keychain and also some Align leggings. And so basically, this girl messaged me and she was like, "Hey, do you do trades?" And I was like, "Maybe, depends on what you have." And she was like, she sent me a ton of pictures of all the stuff that she had, and they were all my size. And so I picked a scuba and a Swiftly long sleeve shirt. And so she gave me the address to mail it. I gave her my address, and then the next day, she sends me this like really blurry picture of her at the USPS store, and then a very, very blurry picture of the receipt that had the tracking number on it. And so I looked up the tracking number, and on USPS it like wasn't showing up. It kept saying like that the number was invalid or that they couldn't find the shipment or whatever. Which, by the way, it took me so long to look up the number because the picture was so blurry. It took me like 10 tries to finally decode it. So I couldn't find anything about it on USPS. So then I looked for UPS just to like check. And it shows that that tracking number was for a package that was delivered like in the beginning of December to North Carolina. And by the way, neither of us live in North Carolina. I'm in Virginia and she's in like Minnesota or something like that. Also, I have like no idea like if they like reuse tracking numbers, anything like that. But then I went back to the picture that she sent me, basically the receipt of her shipping it, and I noticed it's like very blurry, so it's really hard to tell, but in the top right corner, I made out the word Charlotte, North Carolina, which is where the tracking number says that that package was sent to back in December. And so I messaged her and I was like, "Hey, like this tracking number is showing that it was delivered like back in December to North Carolina." And then I said, "It's with USPS, right?" And all she said was, "Yeah." She didn't even answer the part about the North Carolina or anything like that. And I asked her for a clearer picture of the tracking number because maybe I'm typing it in wrong or something. And she was like, "Oh yeah, my husband has it in the car." And that was like yesterday afternoon and she still hasn't sent anything. I don't know what to do because I already sent her the package that had the leggings, the keychain, and it cost me like $16 to ship it. I'm really just like hoping that this is all some big misunderstanding and I'm typing in the number wrong and that my package will be here. And also she shipped hers a day before I did, but as soon as I dropped mine off at the post office, I could see the tracking number. And I still can't see hers and she shipped it like 3 days ago.
Okay, the card has your name on it?
Yes.
All right, and go ahead with the number, please.
It's 3, 2, 1. Good evening. We are live on television right now with an investigation into scam callers. We have the FBI on the line. They are tracking this phone number as we speak. Sir, what is your full name again?
My parents called my work phone and texted, "We effing hate you. Consider yourself disowned," because I refused to wire them money for my brother's kidnapping scam. Fast forward to now. They wish that's all I had done. Growing up, my older brother treated me as his slave. Whenever he had homework he didn't want to do, which was practically every day, he would tell me to do it for him. And if I ever tried to say no, he would trash my room and force me to clean it up. And I would have just told my parents. But back then, I just wanted him to love me. So instead, I chose to keep it a secret. And for years, I told my parents about how happy I was to have Trent in my life. And my lies were good. Too good, actually. So much so that when he broke my hand after refusing to do his homework for 5 days straight, they didn't believe me. Trent would never do that, my dad said before slapping me across the face for telling lies. And even though my intuition was screaming at me to get revenge on Trent, I didn't, because I knew that if he was never punished for being abusive towards me, then his behavior would eventually pass on to my parents. And I was right, because when I was 16 and Trent was 19, I caught him stealing money from our mom's purse in the middle of the night. But I knew telling on him meant putting my life in danger, so I kept it a secret. Over the next few weeks, I heard him sneaking out at 2 a.m. every weekend, and whenever he returned home, he would make the entire apartment reek of the devil's lettuce. I wasn't sure if my parents knew or not, but a month later, I finally got my answer. Because just as Trent walked in at 6 a.m., my dad caught him. "Trent, what's going on, buddy? You've been coming home reeking of dar eggs for weeks now." I tensed up, and that's when I heard a smack. "I'm an adult. I can do what I want," was all Trent said in response, before going to bed and sleeping for the entire day. When he woke up and joined us for dinner, I expected my dad to hit him back, or at least tell him what he did wasn't acceptable. But no, he just asked Trent if he wanted some salt with his meal, and we were all forced to play happy family and pretend like everything was okay. And maybe my parents were happy to live in fear of their son, but I wasn't. So a week later, I moved in with my friend who lived a block away. Neither of my parents asked why, because they already knew the answer. I didn't talk to them much after that. Fast forward to 5 years later. I was 22, working as an operations analyst and making $50,000 a year. It was around this time that I got the call. It was my mom, and it was the first time she had called me since the day I moved out. I picked up reluctantly, and she was in tears. Honey, me and your father need you. Trent is stuck in Colombia. I took a deep breath to gather my thoughts, and calmly asked what the F was going on. That's when I heard my dad's voice. Trent told us there was a job waiting for him in Colombia, but as soon as he got in the taxi from the airport, his buddies stole his passport, and now they won't give it back unless we pay up. How much is it, Dad? I asked with a sigh. They're asking for $12,000, and if we don't pay now, it'll double tomorrow. I pinched the bridge of my nose. Dad, I'm still paying back my student loans and, honey, we wouldn't ask if we weren't desperate, please. I walked over to the nearest mirror and stared at myself. Was this really what my life had come to? I don't even know why I agreed. I guess I just figured that at least now I would never have to hear about him again. That thought alone was enough to put me on cloud 9, and I spent the rest of the week with a huge smile on my face. But Trent found a way to ruin that too. I was fast asleep on a Thursday night when I got another call from my mom. This time I didn't pick up, and she started spam texting me about needing another $6,000 for Trent. Turns out, after the passport fiasco, my parents never forced him to come home. So Trent decided to put his trust in the same people who stole his passport, because now he was one of them, or so he thought, until they took him hostage and demanded money again. I told my mom no, because even if I wanted to help, I simply couldn't. My bank account was completely empty, and I had already sold my car to help with student loan debt. In response, her and my dad started texting me at the same time saying I was an effing disgrace, that I should have saved more money to help pay. I blocked them both, turned on flight mode, slept like a baby with a silk eye mask over my face, but they still couldn't leave me alone. 3 weeks later, my mom had somehow reached my work phone. We effing hate you. Consider yourself disowned, was the first thing she said. Then my dad chimed in. When we couldn't pay the hostage fee, Trent got set up by his friends for drug trafficking. Now he's being sentenced. We might never see our baby boy again, all because of you. Any other good news for me? I responded, with a smirk on my face. I was about to hang up, but then I heard a voice in the background. It was Trent.
What lesson took you the longest to unlearn? Mine was that I can't fix everybody, and I shouldn't be with people if I'm trying to fix them. I need to learn how to be supportive and actually love someone for once.
One of my upcoming brides just told me the craziest story about one of her bridesmaids, and she did give me the permission to share this story on TikTok and just leave names out. I am so shook by this, and it literally makes me never want to go on a bachelorette trip, especially a bachelorette destination trip, ever again. So I went to do a makeup trial for one of my upcoming brides at a hotel in Miami, and I asked her why she was like staying there because she lives in Miami, and she was like, well, tonight is my bachelorette party. I was supposed to go on my bachelorette party to Tulum, but it winded up falling through because of one of my former bridesmaids, actually like my maid of honor. She scammed us out of like $5,000 planning this trip to Tulum. So I'm obviously like, tell me everything. This tea is piping hot. I need to know more. So she tells me that she basically gave maid of honor duties to this one friend that she'd been friends with since high school, and she was also the maid of honor in this girl's wedding as well. But this girl had recently been divorced and was like really hurt about her divorce, so she figured giving her maid of honor duties and giving her something to like throw herself into and stay distracted would be a good idea. Wrong. So this friend was like, yes, like let's all go to Tulum, I need a girls trip. So she starts planning this bachelorette party in Tulum. They were going to stay at this like resort that just opened, and you know, she was going to get this great deal on some booking website, and the friend, the ex-maid of honor, collected the money from everybody, and it was like around $5,000 in total. I forgot how many people she said. I think it was like 6 or 7 people, but including the bride, including the friend, it was going to be like $5,000, and she collected all of it, booked everything, sent confirmations to. So everyone's thinking they're all set to go to Tulum. Like she apparently even collected like people's passport numbers. Like she was really, you know, convincing that she had planned this trip to Tulum for them, right? So my bride was even saying how grateful and happy she was that she had a friend plan her bachelorette trip, and that she really trusted her maid of honor, and she felt so grateful that everything was taken care of. And even like the other bridesmaids chipped in for the bride's portion for the bachelorette trip. So she was like really confident everything was set, right? Over the summer, the maid of honor that had booked everything basically started blowing her off for a new guy that she met. So she had a dress fitting where she had an emergency with her original dress and needed to pick out another one or like get something like customized, and her maid of honor like completely blew her off, and she was like really upset about it, and she just like let it go because she knew that she like went through a lot with the divorce and kept giving her chances. So my bride told me that she kept giving her maid of honor chances to redeem herself and she was like failing miserably. So she figured, you know what, like let me just like go out to dinner with her, clear the air. Maybe like this whole process of like watching someone else get married is tough for her. Like let me just see where her head is at. So the bride and the maid of honor go out to dinner with the fiance of the bride and the new guy that the maid of honor is dating. And apparently this guy that the maid of honor is dating is like totally bad news bears. The bride said, I think he was like on something. He was ordering a million drinks, got wasted, didn't even offer to pay, was saying like vile things at the table, was like rude to the wait staff, and it left a bad taste in my mouth. So the bride said she waited a couple days and then reached out to her maid of honor, and the maid of honor was like, oh, isn't he great? And the bride was like, about that, he's not coming to the wedding and I don't think he's good for you. And apparently the maid of honor just like went ballistic, and the bride was like, listen, if this is too much, I can ask like somebody else to take this over because like I need more support. And the maid of honor was like, I'm done, I don't even want to be in the like wedding party anymore, I'm done, like don't ever talk to me again. My bride said that she like didn't want that, and she was like trying to talk her maid of honor down, and she's like, listen, if this is too much for you, seriously, we can ask somebody else to do it. If you need a breather, let me know. I just don't want you to like walk out of the bridal party. We have my bachelorette party. You're one of my good friends, like I care about you, but I just need more support right now. Maid of honor was not having it, and she just like blocked the bride on like every social media outlet, blocked her number, and the bride was like, I don't know what the fuck to do because number one, this is my maid of honor and we have an entire vacation plan to another country. This is where it gets kind of weird. My bride told me that not only did she block her, she blocked her fiance, she blocked all of the other bridesmaids and people in the bride's family. So obviously she's freaking out because her and her girls paid all this money to go on a trip to Tulum that was like coming up in a few months, and this girl blocked all of them, and she was the one who planned and coordinated all of them. She has all the details. Nobody else really has details besides like screenshots, confirmation numbers, and they sent all of her money. I don't know, you guys, if it were me, I probably like would have went to the police by now. So this is all happening when they're less than 3 months out from this Tulum trip, right? And they don't know what's going on because the person that planned all of it has all of their money, has all the confirmation, is MIA. So my bride says after several weeks, they finally got a hold of the ex-maid of honor, and she says that there is no trip and that she will make sure that they all get their money back. The bride is like, what the fuck, there is no trip? Like, we're gonna get our money back? Did you just take all the money and run? Did you spend all of it? Like, what's going on? My bride called the all-inclusive booking service that her maid of honor alleged that she booked everything through, and unfortunately the person that was operating on the other end was like somebody in South Asia that did not really understand the situation. So she was like, I was at, you know, a loss, I didn't know what to do. So I finally called the resort to see if there was any information I could get, and there was a reservation under the maid of honor's name. But here's where it gets weird. It was for 2 people, and this was for a group of bridesmaids. So my bride is thinking that apparently the maid of honor booked this vacation for her and her man using all of their money. Apparently the resort in Tulum was being like extremely cooperative and accommodating, but they said that there wasn't really anything that they can do besides give them some sort of a discount, but it was just honestly too late for the dates that they wanted to go. The maid of honor like apparently had nothing to say and winded up sending them like $3,000, but still owed the bride around $2,000. My bride is so much better than me because I would lose it. Like, I would lose it. She said that she's still working through it with the maid of honor, but like I said, she is better than me. I think that she might be going to small claims, but I'm not too sure. On a much happier, more positive and lighthearted note, at the end of the day, they did not go to Tulum, obviously, but the bride's fiance and all of her friends, like fiancés and husbands, all chipped in for the girls to have like a Miami staycation kind of bachelorette party, and they had a spa day and like a dinner and a night out that was all taken care of by the guys. This is why we need to stick to bachelorette parties being like a night out in the city, at a hotel somewhere local, dinner somewhere local, not these crazy international extravaganzas that breed trouble. Her wedding's not for a few more months, so I'll let you guys know if she updates me before then, if she gets the money back, or you guys just might have to wait until then.
Leave me alone, please leave me alone. Leave me alone, please leave me alone.
I got scammed on Facebook Marketplace last week. Let me take this down real fast. Okay, back to the story. I was on Facebook Marketplace looking for a digital camera. I didn't know which one I wanted, so I was just kind of scrolling to see what popped up. And lo and behold, I see a Canon G7X for $89. I'm very aware of the hype of the Canon G7X because of TikTok, so I was wary of it being a scam. But whenever I looked at the person who posted its Facebook profile, it looked legit. It was an older lady named Leah who posted it, and her profile had posts of her and her husband, her kids, all the way back from like 2015. Also had other Facebook listings that were sold as well, so I was like, this is real. I just figured that she was not aware of all the hype surrounding the Canon G7X, and she was like, oh, I'll just sell it for $89. Little did I know, at this point I feel like I hit the lottery because I saw the post whenever it first went up, but it wasn't a nearby city, so I was like, I just get one of my friends to pick it up and mail it to me. She ends up responding and saying that she'll only ship it, but in my mind I'm like, okay, perfect, and then the lady can just ship it directly to me. The lady says that we can use PayPal or Wise. Okay, I only use PayPal goods and services. Is that fine? Because I know if I get scammed, I can get my money back that way. And she says yes. She tells me to add like an extra $7 for shipping, and she sends me her PayPal email address. This is where I should have realized her PayPal email address had a bunch of letters and numbers, and then at inbox.eu. EU usually means that they're from Europe, but I was like, I don't know, maybe she's from Europe originally, I don't know. Send her the money and it goes through, and then what do I see as soon as I send the money? That I successfully sent the money to Yusuf. Now, who is Yusuf? As this lady's name is Leah, her husband's name is James, and her son's names are not Yusuf. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure I just got scammed. And the person starts saying, did you send the money? It didn't go through. I don't see it. And they say, are you a scammer? And me? Am I a scammer? I sent the money. So pretty much at this point, I knew I got scammed. They stopped responding, and I immediately tell PayPal, I just got scammed, like send me my money back. That's how I got scammed on Facebook Marketplace for a Canon G7X, which I was so excited to get, and of course it was a scam. Just be wary of who you're sending money to online. Just make sure it's not a scammer.
Alright, so let me tell you guys why being an entrepreneur is not what it seems, and there's a bunch of bullshit that comes with it. Alright, so I was doing a transaction down in Miami. You guys know I just moved out here, and apparently a client wanted a lot of Chrome, right? So his total came out to $10,500. I got the money, but the money was all fake. I lost $10,500 worth of items today. And then earlier this week, I had a business transaction go wrong with an online partner that I work with. So I lost $10,000 there, which brought my total losses for this week alone $20,000. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys I'm not absolutely pissed and honestly trying to do everything I can right now to just keep my head together and push forward. But I just want to show you guys that there's definitely a lot of bullshit that comes with this game, and it's not like what it seems at all. You really have to have a very strong mindset when you do stuff like this, and it's fucked.
Ever since I started posting about pay pigs and then people have access to my Cash App or Venmo, not every day, but a few times a week, I'll get a payment request from someone, and I think they're trying to be sneaky, like tricky, because sometimes they'll word it like wanted to bless you, but it's actually a request, so they're hoping that I accidentally hit like approve payment. And thankfully, I'm not as dumb as I look. But then sometimes, like, one person sent me a message last week and was like requesting $800 and with like this whole story of like, I'm a single mom, and it's not that I don't believe her, but it just felt icky. I don't know. I was just like, oh. But then like one girl messaged me on here last week with a link to her Cash App, and she was like, support me pay pig style. And I was like, all I said in response was, I'm not a pay pig. And then she blocked me. But then yesterday, one of them got me. This girl messaged me on TikTok, and she was like, my son is almost out of formula. And I was like, please. I go to her profile, and I'm like, okay, this looks like a legit person. And she was actively like posting within the last like 24 hours. And she had kids. I went to her Venmo. I like looked at the transactions to see if like other people had been sending money, and they didn't. And then I felt really guilty, so I did send her $50 for formula. And I was like, you know, whether it's a scam or not, I don't think it is, and I would rather like make that mistake of like accidentally sending it to a scammer instead of like not sending it to somebody that could actually use it.
Let him go. Let him go. You have been sad over him for quite some time now. Don't ever allow someone to take your love from you. It's not theirs to take. That guy or girl is not your only source of love. Love is within you, and it's always yours.
Ready with me while I talk about the time I got scammed and cards for my so-called boss. So after applying to like tons of places, I finally got an internship, but this was like my very first time ever kind of entering the like real work world, and it was like a pretty good firm too, so I was like super excited that like I had gotten this opportunity. And on my first day of work, I went there, got everything set up. It was a super casual day, met everybody, and the boss, super friendly, he's talking to me at my desk, like the CEO, like the man whose name is the company. He went to the same school as me. We're just like chatting it up. He's super cool. I feel like this is just like an important aspect of the story, because a lot of people are like, why would the head person be like reaching out to you, the intern? And so I just want to like make sure we understand the relationship here. Like he was very much like involved. So it's day 2 of the internship. I have a normal day at work. I get home, I take a shower. I'm just like, you know, getting ready to settle in for the night. And when I get out of the shower, I have a text from my boss. And the text says something along the lines of just like, hey Lauren, it's blank. I was wondering if you could do a huge favor for me. And so in my head, I'm like, oh my God, it's my second day. He needs me to do this big favor. Like, of course I'm gonna do this favor for my boss. He tells me that he's in like a client meeting and that he needs me to go get him gift cards to like give to the clients at the end of the meeting. And he can't do it because he's like in the meeting. And of course he's like, you know, this is a task that I need done like pretty well. Like it needs to kind of be within this like meeting I'm having, so you basically have like an hour to do it. So I run out to my parents and I'm like, oh my God, my boss just like texted me this, like I've got to go to Walmart right now and go buy these gift cards. And I have like a towel on my head. I just got out of the shower, like things were hectic. And my dad, of course, he's like laughing. He's like, oh my God, like the intern, they're like bossing you around, making you go do like the little chores, like, you know, sucks for you. So I speed my way down to Walmart looking like a wet rat. And I'm like, okay, what do you need? Like, what gift cards? And he's like, well, I need them in denominations of like $100. And I'm like, oh God, like I'm poor at this time. Like, I don't really have money. He's like, don't worry, I'll like, we'll like add this to your paycheck. Like, you'll get the money back ASAP. Just like, make sure to keep the receipts. So I'm like, well, how many gift cards do you need? And he's like, give me like $500 worth. And I'm like, oh God, like that's my whole bank account. But okay, so I buy $500 worth, and he's like, I need you to send me the codes on the back right now so we can like, I can give them to them while I'm here, which like doesn't make sense now, but at the time I was just like, okay, whatever. So I go sit outside Walmart, scratch off the backs, send pictures, and he's like, I need you to go buy more. So I go back inside and I'm like, okay, how much more? He's like, $200. I'm like, okay. So I go to buy more and it's like not working, because I don't have enough money. So I call my parents, I'm like, hey, I don't have enough money, they're gonna pay me back. So my parents send me money to buy these gift cards. So now my bank account drained. My parents are sending me money to buy these gift cards. And then it starts giving me these like alerts on the screen, and I have to get like a worker to come over, and I'm like, no ma'am, like this is not a scam, like this is my boss, this is all super legit, like I promise, like I know this looks kind of sketchy, but like it's not. The whole time too, I'm also like messaging my boyfriend, telling him all this is going on. I'm like, this is crazy, like whatever, telling all my friends, my parents, everybody's involved. And so then she lets me get the gift cards. I get like $200 worth more. I go back in, I have to get 200 more. He keeps sending me back for more. And after $1,200, like they're like, we can't, like, it's not working, like call your bank. So I'm calling my bank, nobody's answering, and I get this pit in my stomach. And I'm like, wait, like this doesn't feel right. And so I just like freak out and I stop replying. He's like texting me. He's like, where's the money? I need it now. It's urgent. And I'm like, is this a scam? And this was before like this was like a big thing. Like this was very early on. And so I go home, I start crying and realize it's all a scam. My mom calls the FBI. She calls him. She's like, I'm gonna call the FBI on you. I'm like, okay, well, that's not gonna do anything. But yeah, and I was leaving for Hawaii like the very next day, and I had no money, all accounts were drained, never got the money back. It was super traumatizing, and I never told my boss about it because I was embarrassed and he was too nice. So yeah, that's the story. At the end of it, everybody was like, oh my God, of course this was a scam. How did you not see it? And I'm like, how did I not see it? How did you not see it? How did my boyfriend not see it? How did my parents not see it? Everyone was involved. So yeah, just a fun little thing that happened to me and traumatized me as soon as I entered the workforce.
Where the fuck the function? Where the fuck the function? The way I feel right now, I feel like we need to be all alone. So if you just playing around, you need to tell your girl to the finance.
Okay guys, story time has been filmed. Follow me, it is coming in the next like hour. I need to edit it now and add in all my screenshots. You know me, I like my receipts and I like my screenshots. I'm back in my story time era. I'm nervous. It's filmed. I need to edit it now, bye.
Ow. I just ripped my hair for a video, but every single brand like that's like random and commenting on your videos or DMing you on TikTok, it's a scam. Every single one. Do not fall for any, please. I see some of my comments and they like message or like they like on my more viral videos, like my pin videos, they like reply to people's comments on my video and they're like, oh hey, their copy link or copy paste thing saying like, oh, DM us, we'll send you PR, blah. It's a scam. Don't fall for it. It's a lie. I don't know what they get from it, like if you're not sending them money, but they do something with your information. I don't know what. I don't DM them back. I just move on. Yeah, don't fall for it. I've seen so many people like reply to the comments and they're like, okay, I did it. I'm like, no guys, don't do it. It's a scam. Like, I don't know what they're doing with your information, but it's nothing good. So yeah, I just want to say that.
Get ready for me to sneak out. It is currently 1 a.m. I can't do that light. It's too bright for my liking. Anyway, so my parents are asleep. My whole family's asleep. If you're wondering why I'm wearing this, it's because my clothes are like underneath it. So, you know, just in case they come in and I accidentally wake them up, then they'll think that I'm just not going anywhere. Okay, so my friend recently got a car and we're going on a little drive and then we're going to go to one of our friends' house. It's like a big group of people with like a few boys and a few girls. So basically, let me tell you guys something. So my best friend has this like man and he has a best friend and that best friend likes me and he like knows me from TikTok and he's gonna be there in the car and then in the house. So I'll see what I think of him and if he gives me a good vibe and then maybe I can have a little tour. I really hope that my parents don't wake up. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna get downstairs because basically my room is the 3rd floor and the 3rd floor is only my room and then the 2nd floor is my parents and like my siblings. So I need to walk down really quietly, but I'm also thinking like I have a dog, so maybe they think it's him walking downstairs. So once I get downstairs to the 1st floor, then I'm cool. But then there's another issue of like the door, because my door is really loud. It's not that I'm sneaking out, it's just my parents don't know that I'm going out because they're asleep. And obviously out of respect, I'm not going to ask them if I can go out because I don't want to wake them up. I'm sure it'll be fine. They know their friends and they know the person that has the car, so... And like, if that's only if they get really worried. They obviously have my location. I'm not going to turn it off. Like, they can just come and find me. I just know that it's going to be a fun night though, and I'm not really sure what time I should come back. I do have house keys, and they always think I'm like sleeping, like I wake up really late, so maybe I can just like, because I have my siblings' location, maybe I can just sleep over and then come during the day and then just say like, oh yeah, I went to get like a drink from the shop before, like after I woke up, something like that. Hold on, I know it looks like someone just shot in my face, but trust the person. Maybe not. Guys, what does one do in this situation? Why did I just hear that? Did you guys hear that? That sounds like someone's downstairs. Oh, I don't know if they're awake or not. Wait, I'm gonna go check. We're all good, guys. It was probably my dog downstairs. Anyways, we need to fix this because... Okay, we're gonna put some of the flawless filter at the bottom because it just looks like, I don't know. But anyways guys, I will give you an update this time. I know my other dates I didn't give an update, but that's just because like I didn't want to put it out there yet because the boy actually filmed the video. So yeah, but this is like not a boy specifically video, it's like a just sneaking out video. So I will let you guys know how it went. My makeup is looking good. Now time for some blush and then I think I'm all good to go. Oh no, I need to put highlighter. Guys, we're almost at 700k followers and I'm gonna do a giveaway. I don't know when yet, but for all my American viewers as well, make sure you follow my YouTube and my Instagram because I will be making videos on there when TikTok gets bananaed. The makeup is not really giving, but you know what? I'm gonna be in the dark, so who gives a damn? Also, guys, I got this huge powder puff from Shein, so we're gonna use that. God damn. Has anyone? Oh my god, that is so small. I feel like a genius. Okay, I just need to set this with mist so I don't look cakey. I'm gonna put some perfume. This is the end of this video. I will be giving you guys an update, so wish me luck.